getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everybody? Glad to have you guys on the stream. Welcome back in for this one, about to tip off in just a moment. Happy New Year to you guys as I'm covering play-by-play today. We got Oklahoma State in the Big 12 Conference opener taking on Kansas. Starters look like this for Oklahoma State: John Michael Wright, Avery Anderson, Bryce Thompson, Caleb Boone, and Musa Cisse. The starting lineup for the Cowboys: DeJuan Harris, Kevin McCullough, Grady Dick, Jalen Wilson, and KJ Adams, the 5 starters for Bill Self's squad for the Kansas Jayhawks. This game is at the Allen Fieldhouse, Lawrence, Kansas, for this matchup. Sean Sam, Happy New Year out to you guys out in the Philippines. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Maliko, welcome back in. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, as this arena is rocking Kansas's home floor to start off Big 12 play. And we get underway. Kansas left to right on the floor as they have the basketball first. Oklahoma State with the orange uniforms, black numbers, black letters for this matchup. Kansas goes in the home whites, blue numbers, blue letters, red outline, tip to the backcourt. It will be a backcourt. It will actually be a backcourt violation to start things off. 17 seconds through for KU. So Oklahoma State now with their first possession of the game for the Cowboys. This is a Cowboys team that comes in, that they hang their hat on the defensive side of the ball this season, only allowing opponents to around 61.5 points per game. That's currently top 40 in the nation in total defense. Musa Cisse, the top rebounder in the conference, also top 5 in blocks this season in all college basketball. Down low, gets deflected out of bounds. Cowboys will regain the possession, though, so we are 30 seconds into action. 3 taken at the wing, missed off the mark, no good by Avery Anderson, the top scorer for Oklahoma State. Kansas comes up with a rebound. DeJuan Harris, floor general on this team this season, number 2 in assists per game for Kansas. Corner 3 from the outside, missed off the mark by Jalen Wilson, the top scorer from the Big 12. Rebound goes to the Cowboys. Ben, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much, man, for joining in. Happy New Year out to you as well. Deflected, able to be picked up, though, by Bryce Thompson. Rises for the J. Missed off the back rim. A rebound control by Kansas. Feel free to vote in that poll. Who do you guys got? Just got that up there for you guys. Kansas or Oklahoma State in this one. This is my final stream of 2022, by the way. We'll be back in the new year coming up within the next couple of days. Jalen Wilson dribbles back out to the perimeter. Puts into the hands of Grady Dick, number 4. Sharp shooter out of Kansas. Top 3 in the Big 12 in three-point shooting. Wilson puts one up off the top of the glass. No good. And the Cowboys defense coming in strong. They pin it off of Wilson. Goes out of bounds. We'll go back to Oklahoma State. What a start here for the Cowboys in this game, led by their defense. Basically, their whole roster basically came back from last season for Oklahoma State. They haven't been able to take the jump up, though. They're right now, according to Joe Lunardi on ESPN, just outside the field of 68 in the first 4 teams out of the bracket. Andrew, welcome to the stream, man. This should be a really good defensive battle. Probably like the first one to 60 wins this game today. Kansas is a really good scoring team as they force the Oklahoma State turnover there. They get some great ball stealers in this Kansas squad. Kevin McCullough leads the conference. DeJuan Harris, top 5 in the conference in steals per game. Jumper at the baseline. Wilson lines it up. He delivers for Kansas. Jalen Wilson, the first bucket of today. Wilson, the top scorer in the Big 12, averaging above 21 points per game. 2 years ago, he was a double-double machine, just came out of nowhere for Kansas. Last year, it came out to a slow start because of his 4-game suspension to open up the year, but, man, this year has just been so critical. Reason why Kansas ranked in the top 5. Tough contest by McCullough, missed, but the tip-in is good, though, to clean it up. That's Caleb Boone, an orange and black, number 22 for Oklahoma State. 2-2 right now. As we are 2.5 minutes through and couldn't save it at the baseline, it will go out of bounds. McCullough turns it over for Kansas. Inbound to Oklahoma State as we work our way through the first 3 minutes of action almost. Cowboys with a possession on the outside. Over to number 51, John Michael Wright, a transfer from High Point. Bounce pass, low block, Cisse able to get it out. Right, skip pass, left corner. Bryce Thompson takes the three, knocks it down. A little bit late to close out was Grady Dick on the contested three ball, but great job right there to knock down the jumper for the Cowboys. Bryce Thompson, the top 2 scorer this season on the team. Jumper for the mid-range. Connects on it. KJ Adams for 2, drills it. KJ Adams really stepping up this season for Kansas. He's up to an average of just under 9 points per game. Didn't really play much of a role last season on the national championship squad. Turnover at the wing perimeter. Adams comes up with a steal. Passes off to Harris as we have a whistle in the backcourt. Michael Wright called in the reach-in. Game clock will stop. 16:31 left to play here in half number 1. McCullough inbounds it off to Harris. Harris takes it past midcourt, moves the ball into the hands to Grady Dick. Out to his left, passes off to McCullough. Harris turns the corner. Nice pass out to the baseline. The wide open jumper. Wilson around the rim and out. Rebound controlled by Caleb Boone of Oklahoma State. Cowboys will slow down the ball now. Ooh, miscommunication right there. Pins off the body of one of the players, Caleb Boone. Dick on the break. Couldn't lay it up. Missed the layup off the back rim, and Oklahoma State being told once again to slow down the possession. Lucky. That should have been 2 easy points by Kansas on a fast break, but Dick missed the layup. Bryce Thompson at the wing. This is an Oklahoma State team that doesn't score the ball that much. These players haven't really been able to take that step up offensively. They use a lot of the shot clock, too. 5 in the shot clock as they take the three. That's good from downtown. John Michael Wright drills it. Second made three in the first 4.5 minutes of action for Okie State. And a timeout taken on the court right now. 15:21 left to go. Media timeouts. So we work our way to the first media break of the game. Currently 8-4. Oklahoma State out in front on the road at Kansas. Jose, what's good? Welcome back in. Happy New Year out to you, man. This will be the last stream of 2022, by the way. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe here. I am Daniel. Welcome back in. Hope all is going well, man. On the first time out of the game right now, Oklahoma State doing a great job defensively, limiting Kansas. They've had a couple of good looks. Kansas just not been able to make their shots. They're coming off their last game just over a week ago against Harvard. They played, and they struggled at home against Harvard offensively. That was a close game throughout most of it. Harvard played a competitive about 32 minutes of basketball, hanging with Kansas in that one. And this Kansas team, what they're so good at is adjusting. So even if Oklahoma State goes up, this Kansas team just, Bill Self's just so great at making adjustments. And that's how they won the national championship. They got down by 18. They came back. They beat North Carolina. They went in the paint and got their shots. They pushed it off of rebounds. And they played a lot of close games last year for them at the beginning. And then they just took control in the second half. Going through scoreboard updates from earlier today, what happened throughout college basketball and the games that's gone final. Had an upset earlier today, too. UConn lost against Xavier. Xavier with a big-time win they got. 83-73 against UConn for Xavier at home. So UConn no longer undefeated. Kentucky, I covered the last game. Kentucky winners over Louisville big-time, 86-63. Wake Forest, they should be receiving votes this coming Monday. 77-75, winners over Virginia Tech. And Seton Hall, big win over St. John's today, 88-66. So we have a new slate of games. We'll keep you guys posted throughout the course of today. But back to action right now. 15-20 left to go. Oklahoma State with a possession. Strong start for the Cowboys, up by 4. As they get called an offensive foul, though. Turnover by Oklahoma State. Leaning in was Bryce Thompson. Gets called an offensive foul. Yeah, lowers the shoulder to DeJuan Harris. And DeJuan Harris just, man, such a great defender. Great at taking charge. Takes the charge there. This conference is going to be really good since conference play begins today. Every single team entering today ranked inside the top 50 in the net in the Big 12. They have 10 teams in the conference. Every single one of those teams inside the top 50 in the nets. Houston up over UCF 22-14. Texas leading Oklahoma by 1, 19-18. And Arizona looking good, leading Arizona State 18-8. 5 minutes through action here. TCU, by the way, came back and beat Texas Tech in the Big 12 opener 64-61. TCU was trailing throughout most of that game. Far side of the floor got tipped to the backcourt. Still playable for Oklahoma State. Cowboys now cross midcourt with it with Bryce Thompson. Thompson defended at the wing by Jalen Wilson. Takes the 3. Oh, that's good. Bryce Thompson drills the 3. They made 3 threes here in the first 5.5 minutes for Oklahoma State as they take an 11-4 lead. Kansas yet to make a 3 so far, and the outside Dick, the top perimeter shooter this season for the 5-star freshman, moves it out to his right to Bobby Pettiford. First time into the game today for Kansas. Pettiford swings the pass down low over to Zuby Ejiofor. Down inside the low post, puts it up and scores up and off the backboard. So Zuby Ejiofor now gets his first bucket of the game. 14 minutes left to go before halftime. Cowboys with a possession. Avery Anderson moves it down inside the low post. Caleb Boone on top. Anderson, extra pass out to the wing. 3 on its way. Halfway down, skipped around the rim and out. Offensive rebound pull down by Oklahoma State with another chance. But they stepped out of bounds to the baseline. They'll turn it over. What a start for Oklahoma State from 3. Bryce Thompson, 2 for 3 from the perimeter, 6 points in the early going right now. Under 14 minutes left to play in the first. Kansas with the ball. Pettiford moves it on top off to Harris. Harris floats up the shot. Off the front rim, no good. Pinwheels around. Back to Pettiford. Offensive rebound. Jalen Wilson, pro hop. Nice move in the key. He gets rejected, though. They're going to call a goaltend charge to Oklahoma State. It was over the cylinder, rolled by the officials. So they called a goaltend on Musa Cisse. Oklahoma State's bench cannot believe it. They thought it was an absolute clear block by Cisse, but Jalen Wilson gets his first basket of the game. Thirteen and a half left to go. Gets deflected. It will stay. Possession error, I believe, here. Oklahoma. They're going to roll at Oklahoma State or what? It's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be Oklahoma State possession in their backcourt. So 11-8 right now. Under 13 and a half minutes left to go. Cowboys with the ball at the top with Woody Newton. Lob it over to the low baseline. It's over to Cisse. Cisse, one of the best shot blockers in the nation. Floats up the shot. That's good by the Cowboys. What a start for them. Number 51, John Michael Wright. Arku, welcome in. Happy New Year, man. Daniel, welcome to the stream. Kansas with a slow start in this game so far. Jalen Wilson bounce pass over to Dwan Harris. Harris lob over the top. Zubia Geofor once again able to score inside the low post. Great setup right there. That is all the floor general. Dwan Harris, one of the top point guards in the nation. 12.5 minutes left to go in the first. Cowboys with a possession, top of the key, Chris Harris, number 2. Moves it out to his left over to John Michael Wright. Michael Wright attacks, mid-block, deflected. Harris into the hands of Wilson, tried to come up with a steal. Lost it, though, near side of the floor, out of bounds. It will stay Cowboys ball with 4 in the shot clock. Inbound goes into the backcourt here for Oklahoma State. Gonna have to force up a jumper. That 3 missed off the back rim. A rebound controlled by Kevin McCullough of Kansas. 12 minutes left to go in the first. Dwan Harris slides it over to a Geofor. Now on the perimeter, it goes to Jalen Wilson. Wilson off to a Geofor into the key. Over to McCullough. Deep 2. Off the mark, no good. Dick tried to go for the tip-in, looking for the foul call. Couldn't get it. He got twisted up away from the basketball. No call by the officials. Refs say play on. This has been a defensive battle so far in this game. Anderson around the outside. They will find a wide-open 3 at the corner for the Cowboys, and that misses off the rim. Kansas will slow it down themselves. Defensive battle so far. Both of these teams using a lot of the shot clock in this game. Dick receives the pass to the right corner. 15 on the shot clock, attacks the paint, and it goes out of bounds. Ooh, it will stay. Kansas basketball got deflected out. Went behind the backboard and out of bounds, deflected out by an Oklahoma State defender. So timeout taken on the floor. Another media break here. 11:16 remaining. First half, not many fouls. A lot of basketball going on and some great defense we got here between these two teams. We head to the timeout. Hit the live slide right there. 13-10. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Make sure to vote in the poll who do you got as well, Kansas or Oklahoma State. What a start from three-point range, though, for Oklahoma State in this game. 6 points by Bryce Thompson. He's the leading scorer. 5 by John Michael Wright for the Cowboys. And then Kansas, 4 points each by Jalen Wilson. And Zubia Geofor off the bench. He's got 4. 2 by KJ Adams. So all the points through the forward so far in this game for Kansas. They've only attempted 1 3-point shot. Yet to get the ball into the hands of Grady Dick to attempt a 3 so far today. And Oklahoma State, the story of this game so far, making 3 threes out of 7 attempts. 2 of those by Bryce Thompson. The other 3 made by John Michael Wright. Games going on at this hour. Houston up over UCF 26-16. Texas leading Oklahoma 23-22. Duke leading Florida State right now 60-49. With Baylor and Iowa State playing each other as well. 18-16 Baylor. Vaughn, welcome back in. Arizona up over Arizona State 24-12. That would be a Novon. So we get back to action. Kansas with a possession. Juwan Harris has it at the top of the key. Pick set by a Geo4. Out to the corner. 3. That is made by Kansas to tie it up at 13. Big response there for the Jayhawks coming back from the timeout. Great job to draw that wide open up at the corner. It's the first made 3 of the game for Kansas. Oh, man. Huge dunk right back. Musa Cisse throwing it down, plus the foul. Great job off the roll down to the hoop. Yeah, pick and roll there. Musa Cisse throwing it down over Kevin McCullough on a two-handed throwdown. One shot at the line, missed off the backer by Cisse. Kansas comes out with a defensive board. Jayhawks with a possession on the outside to Juwan Harris. Lobs it down inside the low post. Turn around McCullough. Missed off the side of the rim. Tipped up. Defensive rebound. Hauled in by Oklahoma State. It's number 0, Avery Anderson. Anderson moves it on top. They give it over to Thompson. Low post working with Cisse. Swings it off to Michael Wright. Great job to get around the up fake. Missed the layup. Drew the contact and the foul though. John Michael Wright will head to the free throw line. Shoot 2 for the Cowboys. Doing everything possible in this game so far. Hanging right with Kansas on the road. This is an Oklahoma State team that had some pretty bad losses in the non-conference slate against good record teams, but 2 of those losses, bad losses, against Southern Illinois, lost by 1, 61-60. They have a record of 10-4 currently. Also lost against UCF in overtime, 60-56. They have a record of 10-3. First free throw is good for the Cowboys. Other 2 losses, UConn, it was on the road, which was undefeated up until today. Their loss against Xavier. And then the other loss against Virginia Tech, which came into this week receiving votes at number 31. They're coming off a 2-point loss this afternoon against Wake Forest. As Kansas lost it, turnover, back it goes to the Cowboys. Looking to push tempo. Oklahoma State at the wing. Finds John Michael Wright. Takes the 3, no good. Cisse tips it up. Offensive rebound. Another 3 by the Cowboys. That time it's good. On the outside for Oklahoma State. Bryce Thompson drills the 3. What a start here in this one. 19-13 as we have an offensive foul called on the floor by Kansas. Turnover by KJ Adams. It will go back to the Cowboys. Well, the unpredictable always happens. What a start here for Oklahoma State in this game. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here on the channel, play-by-play, college hoops, NBA games. 6-point lead for Oklahoma State, led through their defense so far. So they're limiting Kansas to 43% shooting from the floor. Jose, welcome in. Things going pretty well, man. Cowboys with a possession. Top of the free throw circle, Tyreek Smith. Transfer from Texas Tech. Off to Bryce Thompson. Skip pass, left wing, Avery Anderson. Anderson dumps it over to Smith. Smith inside a key. Floats up the shot. Gets the friendly bounce. Working on Zach Clements. He's able to get the bucket in the key right there for Tyreek Smith. And Bill Self will have to burn the timeouts. 21-13, largest lead of the game for the Cowboys right now on the road with 9:14 left to go before halftime. Wow, this season been quite surprising, hasn't it? We got one here. That's a shocking result so far. Kansas, such a great team when it comes to making adjustments. So this is a great start for Oklahoma State, trying to get up by as much as possible. They have the difference maker being the 3-point makes. They're 4 for 9 right now from 3-point range. And Bryce Thompson, Avery Anderson, John Michael Wright. Bryce Thompson actually, Avery Anderson's yet to score. It's Bryce Thompson who is 3 for 4 from 3-point range with 9 points, the top scorer today. And then John Michael Wright has got himself 6 points. He has made a 3 himself. So crazy. This is a home game at Kansas. Kansas ranked number 4 in the nation. They struggled with Harvard a week ago. Harvard played 32 great minutes of basketball with Kansas before Kansas went on a big run. Last 8 minutes of the game, and Oklahoma State leads by 8 with 9 minutes left to go before halftime. Kansas with a possession. We're back from the timeout. Dribble, drive, attack down the lane inside. Blocked by Oklahoma State. Here comes the Cowboys. Out to the corner, 3 on its way. Missed off the back rim by Anderson. A rebound controlled by DeJuan Harris. Up the floor now with Kevin McCullough. Puts the ball into the hands of the floor general, DeJuan Harris. Finds Joseph Yesufu, the transfer from Drake. Back over to Harris. Dribbles up to the low block. Harris swings it out to the corner. 3 on its way. Catch and fire. Yesufu missed off the back rim and the defensive rebound. Hauled in by John Michael Wright of Oklahoma State. 8:25 left to go. Cowboys with the ball. Oklahoma State, top 40 defense in the nation. That's how they've been able to limit Kansas so far in this game. John Michael Wright dribbles inside, moves it out to the top, and we have an offensive foul, though. Push off by Oklahoma State by John Michael Wright. Paul, welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, this score's been somewhat surprising right now. This is a home game at Allen Fieldhouse for Kansas, and they are losing by 8 with just over 8 minutes left to go before half. Bobby Pettiford crosses midcourt for Kansas. Pettiford moves it out to the corner. Bounce pass back. It goes to Pettiford off to Grady Dick. Yet to make a 3 so far in the game. Yet to attempt one. Dick stripped of the basketball. Stole away for the Cowboys. Oklahoma State came into today with the worst record in the Big 12 in all of the conference. 8-4 record. All 10 teams in the Big 12 are ranked top 50 in the net, as that's a missed jumper by Oklahoma State. Rebound control by Joseph Yesufu of Kansas. Yep, this is my final stream of the year. So last stream of 2022, Yesufu at the corner. Kansas has been held scoreless for the past 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Grady Dick at the top. Great defense by Oklahoma State, preventing him from shooting the 3. Pettiford down the lane, drives and scores with a right-handed layup. Bobby Pettiford now on the board. 7 minutes left to go. Oklahoma State with the ball, slowing it down. They've been really patient in this game for the Cowboys. John Michael Wright at the wing. Moves it on top to Caleb Boone. Now it goes to Avery Anderson. Bounce pass as they will turn the corner. Draw the blocking foul. Bryce Thompson will head to the free throw line and shoot 2. Everything's working out in the favor for the Cowboys. Only 2 personal fouls, allowing Kansas to just pick up their 5th for the Jayhawks. And we take a timeout on the floor. So before the free throws, we have a media timeout right now with under 7 minutes left to go before half. Yeah, Big 12 is just stacked this season. 4 teams in the conference came into today with records of 11-1. One of those teams was K-State. Texas struggling on the road at Oklahoma, 28-27. Oklahoma just took the lead against Texas. Baylor up over Iowa State, 27-18. Arizona doubling Arizona State right now, 30-15. Yeah, crazy, man. So Purdue and New Mexico, the only two undefeated teams remaining right now. And Purdue, they're so good in their home floor. They're hosting Rutgers on Monday. So that's a home game for Purdue. First realistic chance that they could be handed a loss could come on the road on Thursday at Ohio State. So Thursday at Ohio State, that's the first road game for that's the first road game to open up the year for Purdue. And then after that, they got road games at Michigan State, at Minnesota, at Michigan, at Indiana, at Northwestern, who's been playing really well as of late for Northwestern. They're out to their best start since they started the 2016 NCAA tournament season for Northwestern. They're off to their best start since that year. Back from the timeout. First free throw is good for Oklahoma State. 6:48 left to go before halftime. Second free throw is good. New Mexico for them. They got two road games at Wyoming, which I believe Wyoming was projected to be the favorite in the preseason for the Mountain West. They got a bunch of transfers that came into the program. They were ranked inside, I think, the top 40 in the preseason for them, but they haven't lived up to expectations this season for Wyoming. 8-point game, 6.5 minutes left to go. Jalen Wilson takes the three, top of the key, rattles in. That's a big-time three right there by Wilson as they draw it within 5. Jalen Wilson just been an absolute bucket this season. Top scorer now for Kansas. He's got 7. Oklahoma State with a possession on the outside. Caleb Boone, defended by Wilson, puts the ball into the hands of Thompson. Bounce pass, down low, double teamed, tie up, forced. Great defense by Zach Clements, bringing the energy right there, tying up. Caleb Boone didn't like what he saw, and both of them had to get separated by the official. I'm looking down at New Mexico's schedule. They have a road game at San Diego State on January 14th. Second Saturday in the new year. That could be a tough one for New Mexico going into that game. San Diego State's always so good when it comes to consistency in their conference. Corner three rattles in. That's good for the Cowboys. That's their 5th made three of the first half. Bryce Thompson, 4th made three for him today. The other one by John Michael Wright. You make your threes, good things could happen. Grady Dick banks a three. That is a make right there by the top 3-point shooter in the team. 5-star freshman for KU, dropping down a big three as he cashed it home off the glass. 5:10 left to go before halftime. Oklahoma State with a possession. Top of the key for the Cowboys. Swing it out to the right wing. A wide open three off the catch. That time missed off the back iron by Avery Anderson. Defensive rebound pulled down on the far side by Grady Dick. As we're under 5 minutes left to go before halftime, Pettiford got stripped, and he'll draw the reach-in foul. Cowboys pick up the reach-in. That'll be team foul number 3. This has been crazy. This is a home game, by the way, for Kansas. And Oklahoma State out in transition. They come up with a steal. They take the jumper and they make the three. That is another good one from downtown. Unbelievable. Sixth made three of the first half by Oklahoma State. Kansas inside the post, puts it up, no good. Tip in. That goes through, though. That's true. 4:10 left to go before halftime. 6-point game. Cowboys with a possession. Cisse, top of the free throw circle. Hands it off to Anderson. Anderson on the outside. 4 minutes left to go. Passes off to Chris Harris. He takes the three. Oh, he banks it. Open up the bank right there. Number 2, Chris Harris, delivers with a three. These threes are dropping left and right for the Cowboys. 32-23, a barrage of threes right now for Oklahoma State. Wilson kicks out to the corner. Up fake McCullough. McCullough lobbed down low. Stolen away. Oklahoma State comes up with a steal. A road game. The Cowboys looking for their first double-digit lead of the game with 3.5 minutes left. They have the basketball. 14 points off Kansas turnovers. Oklahoma State with a possession. Avery Anderson moves it on top to Chris Asbury. Out to the corner. Missed three. Off the mark. No good by Chris Harris. It was passed by Caleb Asbury. Kansas has the ball. Top of the free throw circle. KJ Adams dribbles towards his right looking for somebody to get open. He will. He finds Dick. Grady Dick down low. Off to KJ Adams now. And Adams inside the low post will draw the foul. 3:40 remaining. It's all hustle on the floor for this team today for Oklahoma State. All right, if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe here. So we're going to timeout. 3:16 left to go. This has been quite the surprising result we have right now in this game that Oklahoma State is drilling threes left and right. 7 for 16 for the perimeter. 14 points by Bryce Thompson. 4 for 6 from 3 in the first half currently. Nine-point lead by Oklahoma State with just above 3 minutes left to go in the first half. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Appreciate all for joining in. Make sure to vote in that poll. Who do you guys got in this one for today? The Cowboys or the Jayhawks? As we come right back from timeout, let us know out in the chat who you guys are rooting for. This is a really good Oklahoma State defense, top 40 in the nation, allowing opponents to 61.5 points per game. 2 free throws to the line for Kansas back from the timeout. First one's good by KJ Adams. Jalen Wilson, 9 points so far. Only player to really get going for Kansas offensively in this game today. Second free throw, Adams missed rim short. Cowboys come up with a defensive rebound with Woody Newton. John Michael Wright takes it past midcourt. 7 assists and 11 made field goals in the first half for the Cowboys. Passing off to a backdoor cutter behind the defense. That's a layup made by John Michael Wright for Oklahoma State. It's a 10-point lead, largest one of the game for the Cowboys. 2:35 left to go before halftime. DeJuan Harris moves it over to Dick at the right wing. Into the hands now of KJ Adams. Handoff goes to Harris. Drives baseline, passes to the wing, missed his mark, out of bounds. Looking to send it to the wing to Grady Dick, but he was not in the right spot. And that's a turnover by Kansas. Two and a half left to go in the first half. Largest lead today for Oklahoma State. This is a team that lost to UCF in Southern Illinois earlier this season. 8-4 record, the worst record out of any team in the Big 12 Conference. That's how good the Big 12 teams are. All 10 teams ranked top 50 in the net in the Big 12 currently. John Michael Wright, edge of the Jayhawks logo, dribbles up to the left wing, takes a three. Oh, he hits it. John Michael Wright, the transfer from High Point, drills a three against the defending national champions, Kansas Jayhawks, on the road. Cannot talk about a bigger spot in the game to do so. 1:56 left to go before halftime, 37-24. The Cowboys are looking to pull off a big upset in this one. This team right now playing with a chip on its shoulder. They were just outside the top, just outside the bracket, according to bracketologist Joe Lunardi out of ESPN. They were in the first 4 outs group during the last bracketology. Big 12 play about to get interesting with all these games. What a three right there. They are raining threes in this first half. 8 for 17 from three-point range in half number 1 for Oklahoma State. They're 50% from the floor, 13-26. .145 left to go before halftime. Kansas with the ball. Dribbling into the key with the right hand. Harris, too tall off the glass. Tip in. Works, though, for number 31, Cam Martin. So Cam Martin now getting some playing time. Final minute and a half left to go before halftime. As Cam Martin picks up the reach and foul. Inbound to the backcourt for Oklahoma State. Bounce pass, missed the mark, turnover. Stolen away by Kansas as they will lead the break. Jalen Wilson driving between defenders, draws the foul. This will be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Jalen Wilson attacking. Right on the steal, Woody Newton picks up the blocking foul. Two shots by Wilson. First one good. Second one rolled around the rim, goes out. Rebound controlled by Oklahoma State. Final minute left to go before halftime as the Cowboys have the ball. At the left wing perimeter, Avery Anderson. Moves it on top to Caleb Asbury. Pass down low leads to a two-handed dunk by Musa Cisse. What a start for the Cowboys all throughout the course of this game, playing some great basketball. Here's a steal, far side of the floor. John Michael Wright pass ahead of the pack, leads to the open layup out in the transition. (41-27). And there was a foul back at the back end of that play, too. Yeah, bad foul by Kansas, number 11, MJ Rice. They have a lot of, the rotation players right now into the game, and they're not holding their own. Woody Newton one-shot the free throw line. This is a pretty deep Oklahoma State team. Returned a majority of their roster from last season, and the free throw is good. 42-27 versus the defending national champions right now. Going to have to come down from a big hole. It's been no problem. They did it in the national championship. This roster, though, going up against a much, much better defensive team. Top 40 defense in the nation with Oklahoma State. Their largest lead today, up by 15. Wilson drives in. They're going to count the bucket. Not yet. They will not. Officials will not count the buckets. So the referees will say it was before the shot, the foul occurred. Kansas will get the inbound with 27 seconds remaining before half. 7-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Kansas gets the inbound. Grady Dick at the left corner perimeter, yet to really make an impact. He's 1 for 1 from 3. He's only attempted 3 shots. Here's Dick at the wing, takes the 3. Oh, he makes another one. Right on cue right there for Grady Dick with 13 seconds left. That's a big momentum booster entering halftime for the Jayhawks. And we have a timeout taken on the court. Kansas burns a timeout here with 13 seconds left to go before half. 42-30 right now. What a start for Oklahoma State today. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. 2022 has been all full of surprises. We might get one here to close out the year. Grady Dick, just such a great perimeter shooter, catching fire, knocks down the 3 ball. 13 seconds left to go now before halftime as Dick will take a seat on the bench. Kansas 4 for 6 from 3-point range, but struggling to defend the 3 in the first half for Oklahoma State, knocking down 8 made 3s out of 17 attempts. 7 seconds left to go. Cowboys with a possession. Up by 12, looking to add to a step back 3 in the air. Oh, it's money. Cowboys draw a 3. That is good by John Michael Wright as we close out going to halftime. They're up by 15 against Kansas. The exact same scores Kentucky led Louisville at the half. Oklahoma State leads Kansas 45-30. John Michael Wright, step back 3 at the wing, and he drills it. What a start for these Cowboys. Kansas got a ton of adjusting to do going into halftime in this one. 14 points by Bryce Thompson for Oklahoma State, the top scorer. 4 for 6 from 3-point range. John Michael Wright also got 14 points, just drilled a 3. He is 3 for 5 from the outside. Going into halftime, it's those two that's been lethal to Kansas today. In this game for Oklahoma State's perimeter attack, 9 for 18, 50% from 3 in the first half. Kansas led by just one player, Jalen Wilson, with 10 going into halftime. I'm going to close down the poll. Thanks so much all for joining in on the poll for this one. Kansas took the poll, 68-32. Tristan, welcome in. Man, this has been quite crazy, this type of game right now. Oklahoma State. I don't think many people were expecting this. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining in here. Hey, really appreciate it for the sub there, man. Happy New Year out to you guys. If you're a first timer in the channel, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. We covered right before this Kentucky against Louisville. Kentucky with a big win at 86-63. Big difference in this game so far today has been the perimeter. I didn't think Oklahoma State would come out and drill 9 threes in the first half, but wow, 9 for 18 from three-point range. Also, Kansas with 11 total turnovers in that first half, not helping out the cause, which they're usually pretty good with not turning over the basketball. They have a really good floor general with DeJuan Harris leading the team, but it's actually been the front court. It's been KJ Adams who's got 4 turnovers. Then Kevin McCullough has another 4 for turnovers. McCullough hasn't been able to get going today. He's only... Yeah, he's yet to even score going into halftime. So McCullough, a transfer from Texas Tech, key player to the team, no points going into halftime, 0 for 2 from the floor. Jalen Wilson's got 6. I know Grady Dick's got 6 points. Jalen Wilson is 10 at half. All right, I'm going to be back in a couple minutes. I'm just going to put it on a break slide right now. Just going to get something to eat here since we're at halftime, and I'll be back in a couple minutes here for you guys. And we welcome you guys back in here. Thanks so much all for patiently waiting right now at halftime currently. This has been a surprise. 45-30, Oklahoma State up over Kansas, and the 3-ball has been dropping for the Cowboys in the first half as they are 9 for 18, 50% from three-point range. And two of their players going off, combining for 28 total, 14 each by Bryce Thompson and John Michael Wright. Thompson 4 for 6 from 3. John Michael Wright 3 for 5 from 3. Both of them with 14 points at halftime. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Second half going to be starting up in a couple minutes from now. Casemiro, welcome in. This is, man, stunning game that we've had so far. They're down by 15 points at half. It's a home game for Kansas, and they came into the game, they were 10-point favorites entering today. This is Kansas came into today's game as they were tied with the best record in the Big 12 at 11-1, and Oklahoma State came into today's game with the worst record out of all 10 teams in the Big 12 at 8-4. So just shocking first half, to say, in this one so far that we have got. Also, Kansas done a great job this season taking care of the basketball, and they've got turnover issues today. Not because of DeJuan Harris, the floor general for the team, but his teammates struggling. Kevin McCullough and KJ Adams, 4 turnovers each, 11 turnovers in the first half by Kansas as a team. And Kevin McCullough yet to even score today. That's what needs to change in the second half. Kevin McCullough needs to make an impact. The number 3 score this season for Kansas shut down 0 for 2, 4 turnovers, no points in the first half for McCullough. It's been really shocking what I've been seeing so far. And Oklahoma State struggled with turnovers this season. That's been their Achilles heel, but today, just 6 total turnovers in the first half for the Cowboys. Scoreboard update throughout college basketball. Currently, number 3 ranked Houston's only up by 1 against UCF right now. 39-38, Houston leading. A lot of shocking results at the moment. Number 6 ranked Texas trailing at Oklahoma. 43-38, Oklahoma leads. Baylor losing against Iowa State. 34-31, Iowa State leads now as Arizona's crushing Arizona State. 45-28. Games that went final from earlier today. Xavier pulled off the upset hosting UConn 83-73. So only 2 teams remaining undefeated now. Purdue and New Mexico. Virginia winners over Georgia Tech 74-56. TCU win over Texas Tech today 67-61. TCU came back and won that game. Duke big win over Florida State 86-67. I got to cover the Kentucky game prior. As Kentucky beat Louisville. Final score was 86-63. Seton Hall won over St. John's 88-66. And Wake Forest 2-point victory over Virginia Tech 77-75. So if you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Start a second half coming up in just a few minutes from now. What a shocking first half we had. 3s dropping down left and right. Oklahoma State doing a great job moving the basketball, getting their key players catching fire perimeter jumpers in that first half. Bryce Thompson and John Michael Wright combining to shoot the ball 7 for 11 between those two from three-point range, combining for 28 of the 45 points. Kansas allowing the most points that they've allowed in the first half this season. And the problem's been turnovers, 11 turnovers by Kansas, just 6 by Oklahoma State, and then points off of turnovers. The Cowboys scoring 20 points off Kansas turnovers, with Kansas scoring just 3. And Jalen Wilson, the only player to show up so far in the game, 10 points for Kansas. He's going to have Kevin McCullough here to show up in the second half. Do I think Kansas can come back and win? I think it's very well possible they can. They proved that they could come back and win by 18 in the national championship. I think it's going to be a little bit tougher, though, because Oklahoma State hangs their hat on the defensive side of the floor. That's the only thing, but if they can force Oklahoma State turnovers, because the Cowboys have been struggling turning over the basketball this season, I think Kansas has the chance. I predicted Kansas to win this one, so this is shocking. This is a really good Kansas team, like historically in terms of adjusting under Bill Self. They showed that last year in the tournament. They had a lot of like close games or games they were trailing. At halftime last year, they were trailing, I believe, against Miami in the Elite Eight game last year in the tournament. And then they were down by 18 in the national championship, came back and won. I think they're going to see if they can probably stick to pushing the ball up the floor and attacking the paint for Kansas here in the second half. Kansas with the ball first as we start off half number 2. Back to action, the corner. DeJuan Harris, open 3 at the corner. He drills it. What a start right there. KU back winning 12. That's all it takes, just one big shot, change the entire momentum course of the game. We'll see how Oklahoma State, if they can respond to this possession. Over to Bryce Thompson on the outside, into the hands of Avery Anderson now. Over to Musa Cisse at the right elbow. Cisse hands it off to Bryce Thompson. Thompson, jumper, mid-range, off the back rim, no good. Grady Dick with a defensive board for Kansas. Kansas looking to put it back, winning 10 right here. DeJuan Harris on the outside, dribbles towards his right, bounce pass, looking for a backdoor cutter, deflected out. They had Grady Dick open on the cut, but it was deflected off an Oklahoma State player, and it went out of bounds. Kansas gets the inbound jumper at the baseline. Grady Dick delivers off the inbound for 2 more. There you go, 5-zip run by Kansas now. It's 45-35. And we're 1 minute through the second half. Grady Dick up to 8 points now. Number 51, John Michael Wright, dribbles past midcourt, moves it over to Musa Cisse, top of the free throw circle. Cisse hands it off to Bryce Thompson. Thompson at the right wing perimeter, defended by Dick, moves it out to his left to the top. Now they lob it over to Cisse. Cisse at the free throw circle, double teamed. 3 in the shot clock. Cisse, low block, has to put off a shot, couldn't do so, as that one went off the back rim, no good. It looked like it should have been a shot clock violation, but the refs say play on. Dick, catch and fire 3, comes up short at the wing, and the rebound controlled in the corner defensively for Oklahoma State. 18-15 remaining. Cowboys will bring it up the floor now with the basketball. John Michael Wright, defended by DeJuan Harris, edge of the Jayhawk logo. Now moves it over to Caleb Boone. Bounce pass top of the key, 5 in the shot clock. So they will hand it off to Bryce Thompson. Defense really tightening it up here for Kansas. That is a shot clock violation by Oklahoma State. So last 2 possessions for the Cowboys, they took a shot with their big man, Musa Cisse, away from the rim as the shot clock was down to 1, and then they just turned it over, passing back to the perimeter on a shot clock violation. 17:45 left to go. Kansas down by 10, looking to cut it back to single digits. Jalen Wilson attacking inside the paint, puts it up, no good. Leaned in with a shoulder, no call by the official. Rebound controlled defensively for the Cowboys. Oklahoma State's defense making it tough down there in this game. Avery Anderson boosting on top to Cisse. Now they will dribble over to the low block. Back outside it will go. John Michael Wright sends it over to Thompson. Bryce Thompson, 8 on the shot clock. Thompson, oh, he pushed off. Offensive foul. Clear-cut offensive foul right there by the Cowboys. Turnover by Oklahoma State. Yeah, Kevin McCullough taking a charge right there on the floor as Bryce Thompson clearly just leaned in with a shoulder. That's his 3rd personal foul by Bryce Thompson, and he's the one that's been hot from 3. So Thompson's still in the game right now. He's made 4 threes in that first half. 17 minutes left to go. Jalen Wilson takes the 3. Top of the key. Off the front rim, no good. Battle for the rebound as we have a rebound foul picked up by McCullough. So this will be going to the Cowboys for this possession arrow. Kevin McCullough having a tough game today. He's still scoreless. 16:45 left to play. Oklahoma State with the ball. Musa Cisse hands it off at the Jayhawk logo. Grady Dick called in the reach and foul. The game clock will stop with 16:41. Inbound for Oklahoma State in the backcourt. John Michael Wright takes it past midcourt, rises for the J. Off the front rim, no good. Offensive rebound pulled down by Caleb Boone. Another chance. Here's a three, and they knock it down off the second chance points by Oklahoma State. 13-point lead. That is a massive rebound that they were able to get on the offensive glass. Thompson made the three, so he's still out there with 3 personal fouls. He's made 5 threes. Into out. Jalen Wilson shoots the three, no good. Offensive rebound, Grady Dick. Back over to Wilson. Open three at the wing. That time he makes it. Bullseye. 10-point game all over again. Jalen Wilson showing up in this one. He's going to have his teammates to step up. Wilson, the top scorer for Kansas with 13. Under 16 minutes left to go. Oklahoma State 11 second chance points. Kansas with 9. Caleb Boone moves it over to Anderson. Drives right baseline as we have a reach and foul called on Kansas. And the clock will stop with 15:45. First time it didn't work. Try again. Jalen Wilson with a huge three to draw them. Winning 10 once again for Kansas as we head to the timeout. All right, first time out of the second half right now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Hit us up in the chat if you guys haven't already done so. Who do you guys got in this one today, Oklahoma State or Kansas? This has been quite the shocking result to say for this game right now that Oklahoma State's made 10 3-point shots total. They're 10 for 19 from 3 so far. Wow, I'm looking at the scoreboard. There's some upsets here that could be brewing today. Houston tied up. It's a home game for Houston, and they're tied up against UCF, 46-46. Texas tied up with Oklahoma, 44-44. Baylor trailing by 11 right now against Iowa State. Trailing by 12 now. They just got trailing by 9. They just got a bucket. 43-34. Iowa State leading against Baylor. Arizona leading Arizona State 48-42. Yeah, that's a big point swing that they made the three. Yeah, 13 who went up with that three. Could have got it to 7. Joe, welcome in. This has been shocking. Oklahoma State leading at the early stages of the second half. They were up by 15 points at halftime as we're just under 16 minutes left to play. So we have 15:44 left to go. Kansas outscoring Oklahoma State 8-3 in the second half. We got 25 plus people watching. If you're a first timer in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here on the channel, play-by-play of college basketball and also NBA games. Kansas had just 5 total assists as a team in the first half. Right now, through the first 4 minutes and 15 seconds of the second half, they already have 3. 10-point game. Back from the timeout, Oklahoma State will have the basketball up by 10 for the Cowboys on the road. They will inbound in their front court. They give it over to Avery Anderson at the right wing perimeter. Moves on top to John Michael Wright with 14 points. John Michael Wright making 3 threes in the first half. Bounce pass, low block, over to Caleb Boone. Inside the key, Boone powers his way, and a tie-up, or it's going to be a travel. Turnover by Oklahoma State. Caleb Boone travel into the key. Will go back to Kansas. Yeah, great defense there by Kansas. Number 24, KJ Adams, able to force the turnover. That's 3 turnovers here in the first 5 minutes almost for Oklahoma State in the second half. Jumper, mid-range. KJ Adams just had the defense, and now he provides the offense as he floats up the mid-range shot and scores. 8-point game now, 15 minutes approaching the mark left to go. John Michael Wright moves it out top of the free throw circle to Musa Cisse, and Adams this time called on the reach and foul. Third personal foul picked up of the game by KJ Adams for Kansas. Inbound near side of the floor by John Michael Wright, the inbound passer for Oklahoma State. Sends it off to the backcourt. Over to Avery Anderson. Moves it on top to Bryce Thompson. And the one that's really hurt Kansas making those threes. That 3 missed off the back rim. No good, though, by Bryce Thompson. Bryce Thompson, 5 for 7, 17 points. He's made 5 threes in the game. Here's a 3 straight away. Wilson off the front rim, no good. Battle for the rebound. Grady Dick comes up with offensive board. Swings it over to Harris. Takes the 3. Laser beam. It drops through. It's only a 5-point game. Grady Dick with a huge sequence right there with an offensive rebound, tiptoeing the baseline to save it. Kansas on a 13-3 run in the last 5 minutes and 18 seconds. Timeout taken on the floor by Oklahoma State. Bill Self just so good at adjusting, getting his team in rhythm in the second half. History speaks to itself. Time and time all over again. After slow starts, they always find a way to win. And they put themselves on a 13-3 run to start off half number 2. What a start here for Kansas. When DeJuan Harris makes a 3, things are good right there. 6 points. He is a perfect 2 for 2 from 3 by DeJuan Harris. Jalen Wilson with 13. 8 points by Grady Dick. Grady Dick with 8 rebounds, the top rebounder. That possession critical because of what Grady Dick did with the offensive rebound. UCF just took the lead against Houston, 47-46. UCF with about 11 minutes left to play. Texas and Oklahoma and their Big 12 conference opener tied up at 44. Iowa State leading Baylor right now, 46-40. Arizona in a tight one. They were up against Arizona State 40-25. The score now is 49-46 Arizona, so that game has got rather interesting too. Wow, we almost have 40 plus watching right now. If you guys are new on the stream, pouring in for the first time, make sure to spike that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you guys are enjoying the content. Ring the notification bell if you'd like to be notified for future live streams I cover as well. I cover play-by-play of basketball action here on the channel, college hoops, also NBA games. Landon, welcome in. Incredible comeback they've got. Raymond, welcome to stream. Happy New Year, everybody. What a turnaround for Kansas, down by 15 at half. Corey, welcome in. I think that's like one of the biggest testaments this season is like who's going to hang around with like the top teams, because we've seen a lot of these teams play solid 35 minutes of basketball, but the full 40, that's the question mark on a lot of teams this season. So we get back from the timeout, 14:26 remaining. Inspirational Vaughn, welcome in. Fam, welcome to the stream. 14:26 left to go. Oklahoma State gets the inbound left to right, and the Florida Cowboys receive the inbound pass back from the timeout. Both of these teams shooting the ball even at 50% currently. Oklahoma State has made 10 threes in this game. They made 9 going into halftime. Dick deflects it into the backcourt. Oklahoma State will pick up the possession. 14-10 left to go. Top of the key, Bryce Thompson lobs it down low. Musa Cisse, triple teamed, turnaround, off the front rim, no good. Offensive rebound back to Cisse. Cisse, turnaround, second time, missed off the back rim. Great defense by Kansas as the Jayhawks come up with a defensive rebound. DeJuan Harris just made the last 3 before the timeout. He takes up the court for Kansas. 13:50 left to play. Harris, 18 on the shot clock. Top of the key. Harris dribbles down the lane inside. Missed the layup. Offensive rebound. The right place, though, for Zubia Ejiofor as he gets contacted going up for the board, and Oklahoma State picks up a foul on the floor. Game clock will stop. 13:41 left to go. The star, J.R. Smith, welcome to the stream. Hit us up in the stream. Who you guys got in this one? Kansas or Oklahoma State in this game? If you guys are new, make sure to keep on smashing that thumbs up here. A lot of new people pouring in right now. G taking the Jayhawks in this one. Welcome aboard. A lot of Kansas fans pouring in. Todd, welcome on the stream. 13:41 left to go. Substitution now. Bryce Thompson just picked up his 4th, and he is the one that's been torching Kansas in this game from three-point range. He is substituted out of the game. So Bryce Thompson, who has made 5 threes in the first half, comes out of the game for Oklahoma State. Corner 3 off the inbound. It's good by Kansas. It's only a 2-point game right now. That's Kevin McCullough who makes the 3. Kevin McCullough yet to score until that shot he just made. He's finally on the board with his first 3 points today. 13:20 left to go. John Michael Wright moves it on top over to Woody Newton. Woody Newton puts the ball into the hands now of Caleb Asbury. They take the jumper with Michael Wright, no good. Offensive rebound, they put it up and score. Second chance points, 2 of them right there for number 4, Woody Newton. 13 minutes left to go. Kansas with a possession. Dick moves it over to McCullough. On the outside, it goes to Ejiofor. Hands it off to DeJuan Harris. Harris swings it out to the left wing, over to Jalen Wilson. Drives baseline, backdoor. Oh, he gets the layup. Jalen Wilson, dribble drive, left baseline to the hoop, scoring backdoor. What a move right there to draw winning 2. 12:35 left to go. Oklahoma State with the ball. On the road, up by 2 for the Cowboys. Crowd getting into it here at the Allen Fieldhouse. John Michael Wright moves it cross court to Woody Newton. Takes the 3. Missed off the back rim, no good by Woody Newton. Defensive rebound pulled down by Grady Dick. With a reach and fall picked up just before midcourt by Asbury. If you guys are new on the stream, no spoilers out here in the chat. We're about 30 seconds behind due to YouTube delay, so we'll get into the scoreboard once we can. 12:22 left to go. Looks like we have a substitution right now. Number 1, Joseph Yesufu coming in the spot of Grady Dick now, who will take a seat on the bench for Kansas. Kansas gets the inbound. DeJuan Harris, Kevin McCullough, Zubia Ejiofor, Joseph Yesufu, and Jalen Wilson. That's the 5 in the court currently for Kansas. Attacking the paint. Huge rejection by Caleb Boone. That's Tyreek Smith as he denies DeJuan Harris dribbling inside the paint. Wow, he swatted that one. He swatted that one far, not to the first row behind the hoop. He swatted that one around like 5 rows or so behind. McCullough gets the inbound over to Jalen Wilson in the key. Back outside to Yesufu. Kansas, 12 minutes left to go with the ball. Over to Wilson, handoff, 5 in the shot clock. McCullough, jab step, dribbles, attacks inside the paint, draws the foul. And McCullough will shoot 2 at the free throw line. Game clock will stop with 11:55 left to go. What a battle here to start off Big 12 conference play. Once we get back from the timeout, Kevin McCullough will head to the line, shoot 2. Wow, things getting intense right now. A 15-point lead for Oklahoma State at halftime has evaporated to just 2 and a chance to tie it up. Coming up at the line for McCullough. Trouble right now for Oklahoma State as we have 12:12 left to go. Their top scorer, Bryce Thompson, is on the bench with 4 personal fouls. So he's the only player major foul trouble in this game. For Kansas, KJ Adams and Grady Dick both with 3. Top scorer for Kansas, Jalen Wilson's got 15. 8 points by Grady Dick, 6 by DeJuan Harris with 6 assists. Grady Dick's the top rebounder. He has nine rebounds for Kansas. The top rebounder in the game happens to be Grady Dick. And then Bryce Thompson with 17, currently on the bench with those 4 fouls for Oklahoma State. 14 by John Michael Wright. But after that, nobody else really able to get going in the scoring column. After that, 5 points from the bench by Woody Newton for Oklahoma State. So it's just been 2 dudes that's carried them throughout that first half. They combined for 28 points in the first half of the 45, and now they've combined for 31 right now, with one of them on the bench in deep foul trouble. Tabby, welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Quick update right now around college basketball. A couple other scores. A lot of surprises out here. Houston is in a tie game with UCF, 54-54, with under 7 minutes left to play. That is shocking. UCF actually has a pretty good record. They beat Oklahoma State in overtime. I believe UCF's record's 10-3. Oklahoma leading Texas 55-51. Arizona was up by double digits throughout most of the first half against Arizona State, and now this game is close. 51-47. Arizona only leading by 4 against Arizona State, whereas Iowa State's leading Baylor 56-46. Man, sorry to hear about that, Bradley. Hopefully a much better 2023 for you, brother. Hopefully they're able to turn it around in conference play, man. What's good? Locked on Oklahoma State. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's crazy that UCF is tied right now with Houston. We come back from the timeout. 11:55 left to play. Kansas will shoot 2 shots at the free throw line. I'm going to take West Virginia in that game tonight. I'm stunned by Kansas State right now. They got a record of 11-1, and I think that whole team basically is transfers coming from a lot of like mid-major schools in the offseason. They've done a great job building them up from what it seems like in the non-conference slate for them. First shot missed by McCullough at the free throw line. Kansas State beat LSU, because I covered LSU on Wednesday, and they won against Arkansas, which was a surprising win considering LSU had only played 2 Power 5 schools to that point. Second free throw is good. So McCullough splits them. As we're down to 11:45 left to go, Cowboys with a possession. Hand off to Woody Newton. Newton at the low block, puts it up, and are they going to count it or no? Referees say the foul occurred before the shot committed by Kansas, so this will result in an inbound for Oklahoma State. Inbound will be underneath their hoop for the Cowboys. They move it out to the right corner. Caleb Boone passes off to Chris Harris. To the free throw circle goes to Caleb Asbury. Inside the hands of Chris Harris. Down low, finds Caleb Boone, puts up the shot. No good off the front rim. Rebound control by Kansas. Jalen Wilson comes up with it. Kansas going to slow it down into the hands to Harris. Top of the key, 20 in the shot clock. Jayhawks with a possession. Down by 1, chance to take the lead. As this has been Oklahoma State for the whole game, leading besides the first moment of the game, Kansas took the lead. Wilson had it knock loose. Battle for the loose ball. Who's going to come up with it? Wilson comes out with it somehow. Near the Kansas bench areas, players get contacted here. And that should be on Oklahoma State in the fall. I believe it's on number 4, Woody Newton, who came up with a fall around the perimeter. Yeah, loose ball. Jalen Wilson came down with a loose ball. $11:04 left to go. It's going to be called on a reach-in here by Oklahoma State. So Kansas will get the inbounds. Both teams with 5 personal fouls each in the second half. Jayhawks will get the inbound. McCullough, the inbound passer, puts the ball into the hands of Harris. Harris at the edge of the Kansas logo, moves it out to the wing. Wilson for the lead. Oh, he's spot on. Jalen Wilson catching fire 3, drills it at the left wing. Kansas takes the lead. 52-50, their first lead since the score was 2-0. Ball deflected in the backcourt. Last touch by Kansas. It will stay Oklahoma State ball off the ensuing inbounds. Juwan Harris, floor general. Moves it out to a wide open Jalen Wilson. That combo just so strong this season. The top scorer in the Big 12 for Jalen Wilson. They were down by 15 at halftime, and now they're up by 2 in a flash. 22-5, second half advantage in favor of Kansas. 40+ watching. If you guys are new in the stream, what a game. Hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. 17-2 Kansas run in the last 5 minutes and 22 seconds. As Oklahoma State turns over the ball right at midcourt. The Cowboys just crumbling right now in this one on the road as they turned it over right at midcourt. Yeah, their best players out of the game in deep foul trouble. 4 personal fouls. He's the one who's been drilling the threes all game long with Bryce Thompson. Without him on the floor, just been tough to get anything going in the second half here offensively. Harris moves it out to his right. Kansas with the ball. 10:35 left to go. Over to Jalen Wilson. Into the hands to Harris. Harris takes the 3, got blocked. Right place, right time, though. Over to a Juo 4, got blocked right from behind, though. Cowboys come up with the basketball back. Attacking the lane, John Michael Wright. Defended by Harris. Turnaround. Off the rim, though. Good miss by Wright. What a save and a defensive rebound. Number 1 for Kansas. Joseph Yesufu comes in and saves the basketball off the defensive rebound. Harris, lob, watch out, backdoor, couldn't finish, lost a backdoor lob. Zubia Geofor had an open alley-oop jam, but it slipped off his hands, a little bit thrown behind by Juwan Harris. 10 minutes left to go. Oklahoma State down by 2 with a possession. Avery Anderson double-teamed at the left wing, moves on top, wide open 3. Before we have a whistle, though. And this is going in the direction, I believe, for Kansas here. So Oklahoma State called on the offensive foul away from the basketball. We'll head back to Kansas here. Oh no, 1 second. They're gonna move it back to Oklahoma State. Yeah, they were walking in the Kansas direction with it. And Oklahoma State will get the inbound here. So Oklahoma State gets the inbounds. 9:40 left to go. Over to John Michael Wright. 9.5 minutes left to play. Michael Wright passes left corner. Here's a 3 at the wing. That's no good. Air ball over the rim, shot by the Cowboys. Kansas comes up with the rebounds. McCullough passes right corner, catch and fire 3. Off the mark, no good by Yesufu. Defensive rebound saved by Oklahoma State. I'll be with my family tonight when the ball drops. We're approaching the 9-minute mark left to go. Cowboys with the ball, dribble, drive, lost the handle, turnover by Avery Anderson in the key, trying to do too much of it. Kansas up the floor. Will draw the reach and foul. Yesufu trying to push it, and Caleb Asbury called on the reach and fall for the Cowboys. 8:59 left to play. Happy New Year out to you guys. Thanks so much. Jacob, welcome to the stream, man. If you guys are a first-timer in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I cover basketball action here on the channel, play-by-play, college basketball games, also NBA games. What a comeback by Kansas. They were down by 15 entering halftime. They're outscoring Oklahoma State in the second half, 22-5. 5 points in the first 11-plus minutes of the second half for the Cowboys, as that will be called in an offensive foul by Kansas. Kevin McCullough having a tough game, just runs straight over a defender down the lane. Yeah, that's a tough call because there was Musa Cisse coming in on the side trying to block his shot. But John Michael Wright took the charge. It's a lot of contact right there. That was a really tough call on McCullough because of the shot blocker Cisse coming in at an angle at him. 8:45 left to go. Oklahoma State has the ball. McCullough just picked up his fort, so he heads towards the bench. Grady Dick on the floor. Once again, along with Yesufu, Jalen Wilson, Bobby Pettiford, and KJ Adams for Kansas. As we have another whistle picked up on the courts. It's going to send the Cowboys here to the bonus. That is Kansas on number 8 for fouls. We'll put bonus up as well for Kansas because Oklahoma State's at 6 in the second half for personal fouls. So 1-1 now at the free throw line for Oklahoma State. Caleb Asbury in the bonus. First one good. Second one for the tie. That is good by Asbury. Substitution, Avery Anderson will head towards the bench now for Oklahoma State. 5 players on the floor for the Cowboys. Caleb Boone. Number 23, Tyreek Smith now in. 3 at the wing, missed off the mark by Kansas. Follow through is good. Count it in the foul by KJ Adams. He's been really making an impact today as well. That's a huge foul right there. Able to follow through off the putback and one. Jalen Wilson missed the 3, and Adams able to close out on the rebound as he had 3 orange uniforms around him and just crashed the glass, able to get around number 5, Asbury of Oklahoma State, crash the glass and get the putback and one. 1 free throw at the line here for Adams. 8:19 left to go. And the free throw is good. 3-point lead for Kansas now. Harris will check back into the game for Kansas as Bobby Pettiford will take a seat on the bench. Largest lead today, believe it or not, for Kansas. Up by 3 points at the moment. Telltale story of the second half here is that Oklahoma State got their top player in the game in foul trouble with 4 personal fouls, and they just cannot hit a shot in the second half. 2 for 13. Step back 3 is good, though, for the tie. Wow. Big time step back by John Michael Wright, one of 2 players who showed up in the game for Oklahoma State. He's got 17. Bryce Thompson with 17, but in foul trouble with 4 personal fouls. Jumper by Kansas, missed off the mark. Rebound controlled by Caleb Boone for the defense. Oklahoma State with the ball, approaching 7:30 left to go. John Michael Wright takes up the floor. On the court with Tyreek Smith. Also Caleb Boone, number 22. Caleb Asbury out there as well. Missed jumper off the turnaround in the key by Boone. Rebound control by Kansas by Jalen Wilson. Wilson inside the key, moves it off to Harris at the top. Harris, bounce pass over to Adams. Adams swings it over to Wilson. Wilson with 7 minutes left to go. Top of the key, Jalen Wilson dribbles, spin move inside, the right hand. Off the mark, floated it up. Missed off the front of the rim, and Oklahoma State comes out with a defensive board. Less than 7 minutes remaining. If you guys are new in the stream, Happy New Year to you guys. Hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Both of these teams in the bonus. Oklahoma State only 1 made field goal in the last 6 minutes. It was a 3. Here's a deep range 3. No good off the back rim. Off the pull up by Caleb Asbury. The ball rolls out of bounds. It will be Kansas possession with 6:38 left to play. HQ Pack, welcome in. We got 50 plus right now. Welcome on board, everybody. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys got in this one today? Kansas or Oklahoma State? Type it up in the chat. Who you guys are picking? $55 even. As we take the timeout on the floor, Kansas outscoring Oklahoma State 25-10 in half number 2. The Cowboys put up 45 points, making 9 threes in the first half. Second half, 10 points scored with only 6:48 on the clock left to go. They're 2 for 14 shooting in the second half, or 3 for 15. They were 2 for 13 when I saw the graphic. They made one, they missed another one. So 3 for 15 in the second half for Oklahoma State. Kansas just such a great team adjusting. Quick scoreboard update right now. Houston only up by 2, and it's a home game for Houston. They lead over UCF 62-60 with under 3 minutes left to play. Oklahoma leading Texas 58-57. Close game there with 3.5 minutes left. Spare Wolf squad, welcome to the stream, taking Kansas in this one. Yeah, been an incredible game. Randomness, welcome on board. Baylor losing on the road at Iowa State 61-52. Arizona up by 7 over Arizona State 59-52. So a lot of great games going down this hour. A bunch of close games. Problem here for the Cowboys, they've only had 2 players show up. 17 points by John Michael Wright, 17 points by Bryce Thompson. The number 3 score is a tie for 5 points right now. Like, they're going to have somebody else step up in this game because their best player on the floor, Bryce Thompson's got 4 personal fouls. Michael Wright is just 1. But both of those guys combining for 34 to 55 points. And then Kansas, 18 points by Jalen Wilson. Started to get other players going, though, in the second half. 8 by KJ Adams, 8 by Grady Dick. He's got 9 rebounds, top rebounder. DeJuan Harris, 6.7 assists. Jalen Wilson just taking over the second half. That's why Jalen Wilson looking like he's going to be named Big 12 Player of the Year this year by the rate that he's going. He's putting up around 21 points per game, leading the conference. So we come back from the timeout, 6:38 left to go. What a matchup. This just how tight the Big 12 is. This is a testament here to how tight the conference is in the standings. All 10 teams in the conference inside the top 50 in the net. And Oklahoma State came into today's game with the worst overall record out of any teams in the conference, but it's just so competitive from top to bottom. Back from the timeout, Oklahoma State missed the 3. They get the offensive rebound. The turnaround putback is good by Tyreek Smith. That dude, number 23 in orange and black, he has a motor on the floor. Tyreek Smith with an offensive rebound putback. They have 15 second chance points today. DeJuan Harris, 6 minutes left to go. Moves it out to the top to Dick. Up fake. Gets 2 players off the up fake. Passes to the corner. 3 in the air. Yesufu, he's got it. Kansas takes the lead. 58-57. Grady Dick. Oh, what a fake right there at the top as he moved it over to Yesufu. 6 on the board for Yesufu today. Bounce pass down low. Tyreek Smith has possession. He gets held, though, by Dick and fouled. Not a bad foul there for Grady Dick, considering Tyreek Smith was on a one-on-one in the post with him, and Tyreek Smith got past him. So, free throws have been a problem in this game today. Kansas 4 for 7. Oklahoma State's been better, 6 for 8 at the free throw line. Tyreek Smith, though, will shoot free throws as Grady Dick will head towards the bench. So now Dick will come out of the game. Kevin McCullough comes back in with 4 personal fouls. Tyreek Smith, 1-and-1 bonus at the free throw line. Missed the free throw off the back rim. They come up empty. He would have had an open slam dunk if Dick had to have followed him from behind. Pass off to Adams. He has to move it back outside to McCullough. Into the hands to Yesufu. Hand off Harris. Jalen Wilson on the floor as well. He gets a touch of the right wing. Wilson drives baseline. Passes out to the corner. Catch and fire 3 in the air. Missed by Kansas. Off the mark by Yesufu. Offensive rebound, though, Adams. Up fake McCullough. Over to Harris at the corner. 5:15 left to go. Harris. Skip pass left corner. Yesufu moves it on top. 3 in the air. McCullough. Missed off the back rim, no good. And the rebound pulled down defensively for Oklahoma State. Cowboys are going to slow it down. 5 minutes left to play. Down by 1 for Oklahoma State. Just 4 for 18 shooting in half number 2 for the Cowboys. Chris Harris at the right wing. Moves it at the top of the free throw circle to Caleb Boone. Handoff back to Chris Harris. Drives down the lane inside. Missed the layup. No good. No foul either. Defensive rebound pulled down by Kansas. Jayhawks with the ball. Approaching the 4.5 minute mark left to play. DeJuan Harris moves it over to the left wing to McCullough. Now on top, Adams into the hands to Wilson. Off to Harris. Harris dribbles towards his left. Turns the corner. Free throw circle now. Off to Wilson. Attacks inside the key. Oh, nice extra pass. Leads to a two-handed jam by KJ Adams behind the defense. What assist right there by Jalen Wilson with a playmaking. 4:05 left to go. 3-point lead for Kansas. KJ Adams, double figures, scoring perfect, 4 for 4. He's got 10 points. Caleb Boone puts the ball now into the hands of Asbury. Or that's John Michael Wright, number 51. Michael Wright attacks the paint and draws the foul. And now they're in a double bonus for Oklahoma State. So Jalen Wilson picks up the reach and foul. That will be 10 now for Kansas as a team in the second half. So double bonus coming up for Oklahoma State. We're going to take a timeout on the floor. 4:20 remaining right now in this game. 3:54 left to go in the game as it just updated. 3 minutes and 54 seconds left to go. 60-57. Kansas by 3. Man, give it up for these two teams tonight. This has been an incredible game to cover. If you guys are new in the channel, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. You get around 60 watching right now. Appreciate all for joining in this one. What a battle between these two teams. Telltale difference of two halves. Completely different. 45-30, Oklahoma State led after the first half. And then in the second half, Kansas is up 30-12 in the second half box. Quick update on foul trouble numbers right now. Oklahoma State with Bryce Thompson, who's tied for the leading scorer. He has 4 personal fouls. He's been on the bench for quite a long time. 17 points, making 5 threes. And then for Kansas right now, they have 3 players with 4 personal fouls, so they have to be careful. KJ Adams, Grady Dick, and Kevin McCullough, all with 4 personal fouls currently. KJ Adams having a great game. He's got 10 points. For KJ Adams, perfect 4 for 4. So he's the number 2 scorer. Grady Dick's got those 4 personal fouls. He's the top rebounder today, 8 points, 9 rebounds. And then Kevin McCullough yet to really get going today. He's just been struggling in today's game. Just 1 for 4 shooting, only 4 points by McCullough. Got 4 fouls. He's turned it over 5 times. So he's had a tough game today for McCullough. Houston looking to pull off the victory. It's close, though. 65-61 up over UCF with 44 seconds left. Texas leading Oklahoma, 25 seconds remaining. 64-62 Texas. Arizona pulling away against Arizona State, 63-54 with 3.5 minutes left in that game. And Iowa State beating Baylor by 15 with under 5 minutes left to go, 69-54. So Baylor's going to go backwards in the rankings this week. Iowa State, that's huge for them. That should put Iowa State back in the top 25. There's going to be a lot of teams checking into the top 25 this week, I feel like. Missouri is a definite. TCU saved themselves. TCU came back against Texas Tech, so TCU is going to stay put in the top 25. Texas Tech would have probably traded spots with them in the top 25, and TCU probably would have got knocked out. But TCU came back and won today. $60-57. Oklahoma State's blown leads against UCF, Southern Illinois, and Virginia Tech. That's 3 of the 4 losses. The other loss came against UConn, which was undefeated until they met Xavier today. First free throw is good at the line for the Cowboys. That's John Michael Wright, the top scorer with 18 now, number 51 for Oklahoma State. Second free throw is good. It's a transfer from a High Point. John Michael Wright in a Big 12 conference opener, scoring 19 points. 60-59, Kansas with the basketball. 3:48 left to go. Jalen Wilson, top of the key. Moves it out to his left to DeJuan Harris. He's on the floor with KJ Adams, also Grady Dick, both in the court with 4 personal fouls. Same as Kevin McCullough. Attacking the paint, Jalen Wilson off the dribble drive, and he'll draw a Cowboys foul. So this will be a 1-and-1 coming up as Musa Cisse reaches in on Wilson in the paint, and Kansas still in the bonus. So that is team foul number 8 by Oklahoma State, and Wilson missed the free throw. Skipped around the rim and out as the Cowboys come up with a defensive board. 3:30 left to play. Michael Wright hands it off on the outside over to Bryce Thompson, into the hands to Anderson. Thompson back on the floor with 4 personal fouls. Pass deflected. Battle for the loose ball. Coming up with his Kansas with a steal by McCullough. That's all hustle right there for the 50-50 ball as McCullough was able to beat Musa Cisse to it. Harris, bounce pass, Adams, floats up the runner and a key. He scores for 2 by KJ Adams. He's having a really good game, breaking out in the second half here for Adams right now, up to 12 points. Number 2 scorer, perfect 5 for 5 on the floor for Kansas behind Jalen Wilson. Oklahoma State with it, under 3 minutes left to go. Avery Anderson moves it over to Boone, back to Anderson. Oh, nice in and out right there, cutting to the hoop. Anderson scores with a left-handed layup. 2:35 remaining, Kansas with the basketball. Dewan Harris takes it past midcourt for the Jayhawks. Bounce pass goes over to Adams. Moves it over to Wilson at the left wing. Wilson thinking about the 3, passes over to the left corner, over to Dick. Bounce pass off to the cutter, Dick. Moves it out to the right corner, up fake. Harris finds Dick, takes the 3 at the corner. No good off the rim. A little bit off balance right there in that 3-point shot attempt by Grady Dick, as it looked like he rushed it, fading away towards his left. The Cowboys come up with a defensive rebound, and they take the timeout. Timeout taken on the floor by Oklahoma State. 2:07 left to go. Down by 1 for the Cowboys on the road. What a game between these two teams to open up Big 12 conference play. Almost 60 watching right now. Donovan McCrabb, welcome back in, bud. So under 2 hours left to go before ringing in the new year out in Germany for you. Happy New Year to everybody, and hope all will be the best in 2023. Wishing you guys the best wishes out there. What a way to close out 2022 with this game. This is my final stream, by the way, of 2022. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and thanks so much all for watching. Finding my channel here today. I cover basketball action here on the stream, play-by-play, college hoops games, also NBA games. The Hunt and Fish, welcome to the stream. Yes, this is play-by-play of the game going on currently. So this is live play-by-play and reactions to the game going live. 2:07 left to go. We head back from the timeout. Hit us up in the chat who you guys got in this one today. Kansas or Oklahoma State? Let us know out in the chat who you guys are rooting for. Oklahoma State gets the inbound. 2:07 remaining. Vegas, welcome back in, bud. Bryce Thompson at the right wing perimeter. He has got 17 points, made 5 threes so far today. Was on the bench for most of the second half, though, due to 4 personal fouls. Over to the right wing, back to Thompson. Takes the 3. Oh, he drills it. Oklahoma State takes the lead because of that dude back into the game. He has been automatic from downtown. 1:40 left to go. Thompson with 20 points, 6 for 9 from 3-point range. With a timeout taken on the court now for Kansas. What a game between these two teams going down to the wire. A road game for Oklahoma State, 8-4. The worst overall record out of any team in the Big 12, and that just goes to show, top to bottom, how deep of a conference this conference is. There's no weak team in the Big 12. Like, there's no easy game. Like, usually, there'll be, like, an easy game, like, every single year. Like, blowing past a team like Kansas State or so. Kansas State right now has got the same record as Kansas at 11-1 entering today. (64-62) with 1:41 left to go. It'll be Kansas basketball. 1:41 left to go. The Jayhawks trail by 15 points entering halftime. They've outscored Oklahoma State 32-19 in the second half. Harris gets the inbounds. 1:35 left to go. Pass out to the left corner to McCullough. Moves it out to the top to KJ Adams. Handoff, Grady Dick. Turns the corner. Dribbles. Down the lane inside. Oh, he gets rejected. Offensive rebound. Back it goes to Kansas, though. Corner three. Missed by McCullough. And a defensive rebound pulled down by John Michael Wright of Oklahoma State. Great defense right there by the Cowboys. 5 blocks by Oklahoma State today. They're led by a top 5 shot blocker in the nation with Musa Cisse. 1:05 left to go. Oklahoma State slows it down. 10 on the shot clock. Bounce pass at the right elbow to Cisse. Hands it over to Thompson. Moves it on top. Here's a 3 straight away. Missed off the back rim. No good for Oklahoma State. Rebound control by Kansas. 52 seconds left to go. Jalen Wilson up the floor. Kansas with it. Wilson swings it out to the corner. McCullough takes a 3. Oh, he hits it. Kevin McCullough, bang, bang. Big time 3 at the right corner is the home team. The Kansas Jayhawks lead with 45 seconds left to go. And the Allen Fieldhouse is absolutely lit right here. 38 seconds left to play now. Oklahoma State with it. John Michael Wright defended on the outside. Passes to his right to Bryce Thompson. 30 seconds left to go. 15 on the shot clock. And a timeout taken on the floor by Oklahoma State. They are out of timeouts. 1 timeout by Kansas, 0 by the Cowboys. Kevin McCullough, who had been struggling to find his shot all game long, delivers in a clutch moment with 45 seconds left with a corner 3. 7 points by McCullough, and a big one right there to put Kansas on top. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. It will be a quick timeout by Oklahoma State. Cowboys will have the basketball with 30.5 seconds left to go. Out of timeouts as well. Oklahoma State, no timeouts. Kansas has 1. This is my final stream, by the way, of 2022. So what a way to close out the old years. We entered a new year with incredible streams hopefully coming up. What a game. Hit us up in the chat who you guys are rooting for in this one. Kansas or Oklahoma State. Let us know out in the chat. 32.7 seconds left to play. They put back on the clock, and it will be Oklahoma State possession. Quick update on the top players today. 20 points by Bryce Thompson for Oklahoma State. John Michael Wright with 19. For Kansas, 18 points by Jalen Wilson. 12 by KJ Adams. Juwan Harris, 6 points and 8 assists. Grady Dick, 8 points and 9 rebounds. Tons of fans pouring in for Kansas for this one. 4 ties, 6 lead changes. Kansas found itself down by 15 at halftime. They've come back. They led in the second half. Oklahoma State, though, tough to put away. They came back, took the lead, and then Kansas with a Kevin McCullough 3 stuck it down with 45 seconds left, and now we're down to 32.7 with Oklahoma State about to get the inbound. Oklahoma State will get the inbound in their front court. Avery Anderson inbounds it over to John Michael Wright, number 51. Dribbles up to the right wing. Wide open 3. Takes it. Oh, he missed it off the back rim. Jalen Wilson comes out with a defensive rebound for Kansas. And the clock will stop with 23 seconds with Oklahoma State picking up a foul. Wilson will head to the bonus now. The 1-and-1 with 23 seconds left to go. Moboko, welcome to the stream. Best of luck to K-State. What a game. Yeah, if you guys actually didn't know, I'm actually a Providence fan, if you guys didn't know. I'm a Celtics fan myself for the NBA, but they cover all different types of teams, college hoops, and also NBA as well. Wilson, 1-and-1 bonus. First free throw, good. Jalen Wilson, looking like right now he's going to be Big 12 Player of the Year, the top scorer in the conference, averaging above 21. Grady Dick currently on the bench for Kansas. He's the top 3-point shooter in the team, as they have Bobby Pettiford currently in the game. Second free throw is good. 67-64, 23 seconds remaining. Oklahoma State made 9 threes in the first half. Gonna need one here with 18 seconds. Top of the key, Thompson. Step back 3 straight away in the air. Oh, he hits it. Bryce Thompson drills the three. 67 even with 13 seconds. Kansas with a timeout. Harris receives the pass, 9 seconds. Harris finds KJ Adams down low. Adams right to the hoop. He scores with 5 seconds. Oklahoma State pass midcourt. No timeouts. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Oh, they lost it out of bounds. Last touch by Kansas though with .3. It's going to be Oklahoma State basketball with 0.3 of a second left to go. Oklahoma State driving right to the hoop and got poked loose to the backside at the very end by Kansas. It will stay Oklahoma State possession with 0.3 of a second left to go. I think we have a timeout taken on the floor by Kansas. Kansas burns their final timeout. Dennis with a dono. Thanks so much for the dono, brother. You the legend on the stream, man. Let's get that dono hype out in the chat for Dennis. The officials right now are taking a look about the clock on the floor right now. So 0.3 of a second left to go. The rolling will be Oklahoma State basketball. Avery Anderson off the Euro step. Had it stripped. That's more than 0.3 of a second. That should be 1 second by the time it touched. That looked like it touched the court surface well prior to .3. If you guys enjoyed the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in. What a game to close out the new year. What a comeback by Kansas here. This is only the first Big 12 conference game of the season. And man, just goes to show you how competitive the Big 12 is, top to bottom. This is a home game at Kansas against Oklahoma State as they put back 1.1 seconds left to go. The referees put 1.1 seconds left to play on the clock. So more time for Oklahoma State. It went from 0.3 to 1.1. The Cowboys will get the inbound underneath their hoop. Oklahoma State looking to tie it up. Inbound will go underneath. They have one chance here to tie it up. Bounce pass behind the defense. Huge rejection. Kevin McCullough with a defense with 0.3 left to go. Oh man, what a block by McCullough. Woo! Kevin McCullough, holy smokes, comes up with a huge rejection. Oklahoma State will have to inbound it again. 0.3 seconds left to go. No timeouts. Lob intercepted by Kansas. It is over. That's the ball game. Kansas with a remarkable comeback to close out 2022. And the defending national champions win on their home floor to open up Big 12 conference play. 69-67, the final score. Kevin McCullough came in clutch in the final minute of this game. Made a big three from the corner. He only finished with 7 points, but comes up with a massive block with 1 second left to go, forcing another inbound, which was well short and intercepted. What a game right down to the wire. And this is only the Big 12 conference opener. Unbelievable between these two teams today. Before you sign off, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. If you guys would like to be notified for future live streams I do cover. This was my final stream of 2022, so I plan on being back most likely on Tuesday night. Will be my next stream that I plan on being back for. Feel free to join me in for that one. I'll be back to, I think I'm going to cover one college and then NBA for next week. But I'm eyeing the one Kansas against Texas Tech on Tuesday night at 9 because I don't think the Tennessee Mississippi State one's going to get a lot of viewers at 7. That's the thing, because when I've covered double headers, it's tough to get people in for the back-to-backs for double headers. That's the only thing for those. But man, what a start to Big 12 play out here for this one today. This game has gone final, 69-67, the final score. Happy New Year to everybody. Appreciate all for joining in. What a year we had here on the channel as we went. I think we started off the year at like around 19K for subs. We got over 23K here, trying to make the push to 25 out on the stream. But what a game between these two teams down to the wire. Great day of college basketball action and a great year for it. That's been one thing. It's been unbelievable. So make sure to ring that notification bell so you do know when I do go back live for my next stream. I'll post in the community tab. So I'll post in the community tab within probably tomorrow or so to open up the year to let you guys know when I do go back live, a streaming schedule out to you guys to start up 2023 in the new year. But wow, what a game. Unbelievable. Oklahoma State, a road game for them, and they played head-to-head with a top 5 team in the nation, and this is only the first game of Big 12 play, plus Oklahoma State came into today the last 4 out, according to Joe Lunardi on the bracket, and they played like this. Imagine what all the other games are going to be. Texas Tech, West Virginia. Man, K-State's 11-1 entering today for the Big 12. It's just, man, unbelievable. How close every single team is in the conference. TCU came back and beat Texas Tech in today's game. Every single game, like, we're going to see a bunch of games in that conference determined by single digits. That's how close it looks to be this year. But this game has gone final. Kansas, 2-point victors. They were down by 15. They came back and won. Kevin McCullough with a clutch block at the end. What a finish between these two teams today. 20 points by Jalen Wilson, 14 by KJ Adams, 9 assists by DeJuan Harris for Kansas. Bryce Thompson finished with 23, 19 by John Michael Wright. They made 13 threes and still lost for Oklahoma State as we wrap up here. Thanks so much, y'all, for joining in. We're going to close out before we wrap up for the final stream of the new year. We're going to close out to the channel members first for you guys before I wrap up today. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams that I do cover. We had on the last stream Kentucky versus Louisville, a new channel member, Katie Sample. Welcome into the membership for the first time. And all channel members get a shout out here at the end of each and every stream as we have Jason, Rajip, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Braden, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Jess, Ahino Josa, Vegas, SG Sports Talk, Michael, Warren, I Am Ghost, Kelly, Asia, Roderick, Reynaldo, Didi, Katie, Siegel, Woo Pig, Ian, Oink Oink, and Emmanuel. Thanks so much, all, for joining in, everybody. What a game. Kansas wins 69-67. Happy New Year, everybody, and I'll post probably tomorrow on the community tab when I plan on going back live for next week's streams, what a streaming schedule will look like for the next couple of days after the new year. Thanks so much, everybody. Happy New Year, and happy 23 upcoming. And what an incredible year with you guys in 2022. Thanks so much, and enjoy the ball drop tonight. Happy New Year, everybody.